Thank you, Joey. I'm going to call the Board of Mayor and Alderman meeting for August 23rd, 2022 to order. I'm going to start out with a roll call. Alderman Barnhill.
Here.
Vice Mayor Blanton.
Here.
Alderman Hanson.
Here.
Alderman Peterson.
Here.
Alderman Berger.
Here.
Alderman Brown.
Here.
Alderman Potts.
Present.
Alderman Baggett. And the mayor's here too. So here's the game plan. We're going to start out with the invocation tonight. I'll ask Alderman Barnhill to lead that, and then I'll ask Alderman Potts if he would introduce our special guest to do the Pledge of Allegiance following that. So if you'll join me in standing, please.
Would you bow, please? Heavenly Father, we come to you in prayer tonight, thanking you for this opportunity to meet. We know that there are many countries, many nations, and many, many people who do not have this freedom. We thank you and we give you the thanks for this freedom. We ask that you be with those who protect our freedoms, whether they're the military in foreign countries protecting our freedoms, or whether it's our local responders protecting our local freedoms. We also ask your blessings upon each of us tonight as aldermen. The decisions that we make, may they be Christ-like decisions. This prayer we offer in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Mr. Moore. This evening I have the privilege and honor of introducing Cadet Major Drew Osteen. He is a senior at Centennial High School. He will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is an opportunity for citizens to make comments for items that are not on the agenda. And our typical policy is to have speaker cards. You fill those speaker cards out, give them to staff to give them to me, and I have no speaker cards. We'll continue to move forward. I don't have any communications from the Williamson County Commission. The next item on the agenda is approval of minutes from the August 3rd, 4:30 Board of Mayor and Alderman special work session, August 9th Board of Mayor and Alderman work session, and August the 9th Board of Mayor and Alderman meeting. And I would entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
Thank you. Second by Alderman Berger. Any discussion? Oh, I'm sorry. I recognized Alderman Berger as seconding. So if there's no other further comments or discussion, we'll go ahead and vote. Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Hanson.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Alderman Potts.
Yes.
Alderman Baggett. Passes unanimously. We'll now go to recognitions, and tonight I'm going to recognize Alderman Potts to handle that portion. And please, Alderman Potts.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mayor Moore, fellow aldermen, City of Franklin leaders, and team members and guests, tonight we have the opportunity to recognize the life-saving actions demonstrated by Centennial High School students Ellen Grayson, Drew Osteen, Spencer King, Emmanuel Barr, and Centennial High School teacher Dr. Jonathan Vest. Tonight before you is a great representation of Franklin's future. Tonight, Fire Chief Baltimore, Captain Hill will present the Fire Chief's Award to each of these Centennial students and to Dr. Vest. In addition to tonight's recognition, each of these Franklin youth and Dr. Vest will also be recognized this Friday in front of the Centennial parents and students at this Friday's Centennial football game. At this time, I'd like to invite Fire Chief Baltimore and Captain Hill to present each of the certificates.
Good evening, Bowman.
Assistant.
I'd like to thank you for allowing us to come in and do such a prestigious thing on behalf of our Fire Chief, Glenn E. Johnson. We're here tonight to present these awards to these young people that was courageous in their actions, and we're just so happy to be here to do this. This is the first time we've ever done this, but this is a worthy cause. So I just want to let you know on August 5th, 2022, 4 Centennial High School students, and a teacher bravely and immediately aided another teacher who experienced a life-threatening medical emergency for their life-saving actions, playing a vital role of the chain of survival and demonstrating the Franklin Fire Department's vision, service through excellence. We'd like to commend them right now and present each of them with the Fire Chief's Award. So when I call your name, would you please stand? Emmanuel Barr. If you just stand right out here in front here. Ellen Grayson. Spencer King. Michael Drew Osteen. And lastly, Dr. Jonathan Best. We'd like to award you with these awards at this time on behalf of Fire Chief Glenn Johnson. We want to let you know that we're thankful that there are people out there like you that jumps into action really quickly, and we're thankful for you. Also, I want to give you a challenge coin, a personal coin from Chief Glenn Johnson, myself, and the way we slide this coin, we put it in the palm of our hand, we shake your hand, and at the same time, we're passing the coin. Thank you for your bravery. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you. Again, thank all of you, and we appreciate what you do in the community. And I know the person that you helped. They're very, very happy that you were there. So we're glad to have people like you in the community. So thank you.
Hidden behind it, yeah.
You're fine. Please go on. And move around as you want to take pictures, family. Yeah, don't be straining yourself to do it at a funny angle.
Congratulations. Appreciate your hard work.
And we appreciate Alderman Potts bringing this to our attention. We appreciate all the families being here and helping us recognize them, and have a great night. Are there any miscellaneous reports?
Mayor,
Go ahead, Alderman.
I think we ought to make sure that we get a picture of that bow tie. That should be someplace here on display.
I would like to just say, I apologize for not being here 2 weeks ago, but I had a very good excuse that my fifth grandchild was born a boy named Logan Asher. He lives in Huntsville, but I will be there once a month. It just won't be on a Bowman night. So thank you all for, I know there was a lot of stuff that I was adjoined to, and I apologize I wasn't here, but sorry, family comes first for sure when they're brand new, so.
Welcome, Logan.
Any other miscellaneous reports? Those are good ones. So we'll now go to the consent agenda, and all items under the consent agenda are deemed to be non-controversial and routine in nature by the governing body. They will be approved as recommended committee or staff by one motion of the governing body. We are considering items number 11 through 15 tonight. I'll consider a motion.
So move.
Appropriate motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Any discussion? Ready to vote. Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Hanson.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Alderman Potts.
He's still.
Still out in the hall.
Robin.
how do you register that? Out in hall. And Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. We'll now go to item number 3. This is a public hearing, consideration resolution 2022-54, resolution to approve a mural at 5021 Hughes Crossing. Does anyone want to address this body concerning this mural, which is down in Berry Farms? Seeing none, I declare the public hearing closed and will entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Seconded by Alderman Brown. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Hanson.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Alderman Potts.
Yes.
And Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Item number 4, this is amendment to City of Franklin Contract 2022-0062, a procurement agreement between the City of Franklin Phase 1 construction for improvements to the event facility at Eastern Flank Battlefield in the amount not to exceed $46,340.91 for roofing improvements. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Seconded by Vice Mayor. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Hanson.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Alderman Potts.
Yes.
And Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Item number 5, consideration of ordinance 2022-27, an ordinance of the City of Franklin, Tennessee, updating the budget administrative threshold for consistency with a new purchasing threshold of $50,000. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Alderman Potts. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Hanson.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Alderman Potts.
Yes.
And Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. We'll now go to item number 6. This is Resolution 2022-44, resolution updating financial policies and procedure thresholds for consistency with new purchasing thresholds of $20,000 and $50,000. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Alderman Baggett.
Seconded.
Seconded by Alderman Brown. Any discussion? Seeing none, ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Hanson.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Alderman Potts.
Yes.
And Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Item number 7, consideration of ordinance 2022-28, an ordinance to amend the budget for FY 2022-23, establishing a public hearing for September the 13th, 2022. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Alderman Barnhill.
Second.
Seconded by Alderman Peterson. Any discussion? Seeing none, you ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Alderman Blanton.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Blanton. Alderman Hanson.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Alderman Potts.
Yes.
And Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Item number 8, this is consideration of ordinance 2022-30, an ordinance to appoint a candidate as city judge for the City of Franklin Court. In order to provide a fair and open dialogue for both the aldermen and the candidates, I'm going to open the floor for nominations for this positions. The nominations will not require a second. Once I've heard all the nominations, I will close the nomination process. We will then have the opportunity to discuss the nominations that you each have made, and after sufficient discussion, we'll have a vote on the nominations. The nomination receives the majority of the votes will be the successful candidate. I will then open the floor up for a motion to approve ordinance 2022-30, appointing the candidate who was nominated in the previous vote. So I'm going to now open the floor for nominations. Is there a nomination?
Well, I would like to nominate Kathy Zipper.
I'll second the nomination.
I don't need a second.
It's not a motion. My apologies.
Other nominations?
Jessica Bourne.
Any other
I'd like to
nomination?
nominate William Cohen.
Any other nominations? Seeing none, I'm going to declare the nominations closed and take a drink of water.
Me too.
Okay. I'll do a roll call vote, and if somebody will help me tabulate these, I would appreciate it. So we have 3 nominees, Katie Zipper, Jessica Bourne, and William Cohen, and I'll open the floor for discussion before we have the vote. So any discussion about any of the candidates that you've nominated, and I would ask that those who have nominated, who you nominated, feel free to speak up and then get other voices to speak. So go ahead.
I would just say the 3 that have been nominated here tonight, as the rank goes, was Bourne, Zipper, and Cohen. And so we have our top 3 that have been on our list and came to the interviews. And I just wanted to point that out, that those are the 3.
Other comments about the nominees? Alderman Brown.
First of all, I just want to reiterate how just impressive it is that this city attracts this kind of talent. Thank you for all the candidates who submitted, all experienced, qualified. I mean, I don't think we could make a bad choice here. As tough as it is to make a choice in the final 3, we couldn't make a bad choice. I'm going to actually say something about Katie and Jessica on this, because I think both of them are good reflections of the city. I think they understand that court needs to reflect our values in our city. I think they are both have incredible judicial temperament. I can foresee that in them. And I really do think that they reflect the values of our city. For Jessica, I really am impressed by her DUI experience and court experience. I think it's very real for us. I think her desire to educate not only the staff but people in the process, I think was a big part of her leaning, was to want to be an educator and a communicator. And I really appreciated her community engagement. A lot of the things that she's working on, different task force and all that, I really appreciated that. It demonstrated somebody that was really plugged into our community. What I'll say about Katie is I find her to be incredibly tenacious, and I like that a lot. I think she's eager. One of the things I liked about her, about Katie, was that she had done, I know I'm talking about her and she's in the room, sorry about that. One of the things I really liked is that she took a completely different approach to the case example relative to the city's, to the garage door case. I thought that was awesome for 2 reasons. One is it demonstrated somebody was willing to think really critically about the assignment. But it was an incredibly bold statement to make in a process for a city judge position to actually rule against the city in the case example, which is she was the only one really to do that, and to some extent. And I thought that demonstrated some real, again, boldness and willingness to really think through it. So I think we've got, in those 2, I think we have 2 amazing candidates, and I realize in the next few minutes I'm going to have to split that hair, and it's not an easy thing to do. So those are my comments on the 2.
Anyone else want to make comments about the nominations?
I'll make a comment about my nomination of William Cohen. Wealth of history as a lawyer, as an educator in a major university. He's seen it all, very patient, very calm, been around a long time, has the time to dedicate to it and the patience to deal with people who are probably nervous and worked up and unsure about what should come next in the courtroom.
Thank you.
I just want to say that out of all the candidates that rose to the top are the ones that we saw videos of. I could pretty much mirror or say what Matt said. It is a very difficult decision, especially because our top 2 candidates, as rated by the staff, is sitting here in the room for those of you at home who aren't aware of that. So my question, I'll just share it with the public, was do you believe that there is a place for humor in the courtroom? And I received a yes by both of these, appropriate, of course. But we just appreciate everybody that came out and put your name on the list, and the staff that took the time to interview 15 to 17 people. I don't remember where that ended. So it's gonna be a hard decision for sure.
And I'm glad to hear that you're an advocate for humor. Absolutely. Occasionally, we have a little bit here. So,
Especially when you get that
We all
traffic
try.
ticket in it.
any other comments? Alderman Potts?
Yes, sir, I appreciate the time. Just to make a couple of quick comments, and first, I want to thank staff for the hard work that's been put in. It was stated a moment ago that, these are our top three, and I'd just like to say that our top two, when I did the math today, separated by less than a point. And that speaks highly to the selection process that the city does. And it was very clear, it was transparent, you provided us all with all the information. Brandon, I appreciate what you said about the humor piece. As I sit here and I think about the two top candidates, I think more about Alderman Baggett's question about, most challenging intersection in the city and the responses that we got. But I don't think that there is a wrong decision tonight. I think we have the best of the best tonight.
Alderman Baggett.
I'm not going to repeat all the great things that folks have said already. I do think local, per my question, thank you for bringing that up. I think local context and knowledge of our city is important, which is why I asked a question about the intersection. And the two in the room today excelled on the answer and have a very intimate knowledge of the city. And because our citizens are the ones that are going to be standing in front of you, and the person who sits on the bench for this court needs to understand the context of the city. So thank you for answering that question. I also wanted to mention that there are 15 candidates, and quite frankly, most of them were exceptional as well. We had fantastic nominees. We discussed at the work session some possible changes for the next go around. That no process is perfect, but this has definitely delivered. Again, two high quality candidates at the top of the list. It is, I can't say anything negative. It's about anybody that is at the top of the list, and the city will be well served by either of you.
I'd just like to say, I agree with everything that everybody else has said. We had really excellent candidates, and I really appreciate the work that the staff did too, because this was a very, very good whole group of people.
Mayor, I guess I agree with Alderman Brown on pretty much everything that he said, but the one thing that stood out for me was the comment about the city court being a reflection of the city, and that having somebody come in and be calm and calm the person coming in was what I thought was the direction in which I would like to see city court be in and going into. And that's the reason I nominated Katie for that and for the judgeship job, because based upon, because it was there, everything else was so equal. You had to pick out one thing to try to make one slightly ahead of the other one, or that. So that was the reason that I made the nomination that I made.
So I will warn you, I'll try to get Alderman McClendon to apply for the job. But evidently, he went into sports radio instead.
Thank you.
Well, my comments will be brief, and I'll just say amen to everything that everyone said. And so if there are no further comments, I'll call your name, and then if you'll indicate who you're supporting, that's the way we'll vote. So we'll start at the top with Alderman Barnhill.
Katie Zipper.
Thank you. Vice Mayor?
Jessica.
Alderman Hanson?
Cohen.
Alderman Peterson?
Jessica Bourne.
Alderman Berger?
Jessica Bourne.
Alderman Brown?
Jessica Bourne.
Alderman Potts? And Alderman Baggett.
Jessica Bourne.
I have 5 votes for Jessica Bourne. I have 1 for William Cohen, and I have 3 for Katie Zipper. Is that the way you've tabulated it? And if so,
Two for Katie.
2 for Katie Zipper, I'm sorry. Yes. So I declare that Jessica Bourne has won the vote and is a successful candidate for city judge. And so I would now ask that someone make a motion to approve ordinance 2022-30 to appoint Jessica Bourne as city judge for the city of Franklin.
So move. Second.
Thank you, Alderman Peterson, for the second. Any discussion? Ready to vote. Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Blanton.
Yes.
Alderman Hanson.
Yes.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Alderman Potts.
Yes.
And Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
And passes ordinance 2022-30 passes unanimously. So congratulations and thank you for being here, Katie. So,
Yes.
we'll now go to item number 9, which is reappointment of Matt Bryant and the appointment of Nathan Zipper to the Development Services Advisory Committee. Is there?
Move to approve.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Seconded by Alderman Potts. Any discussion? Ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill.
Yes.
Vice Mayor.
Yes.
Alderman Hanson.
Abstain?
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
I'm sorry, was that abstained?
Yes.
Yeah. Alderman Berger.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Yes.
Alderman Potts.
Yes.
And Alderman Baggett.
Yes.
That's 7, passes 7 with 1 abstention. Next, we'll go to item number 10, which is consideration of appointment of Christina Christiansen to the Sustainability Commission. She works for Atmos Energy. I've interviewed her, had a conversation with her. I think she's actually attended some of the meetings,
Yes.
so I would ask for a motion to approve her.
Motion to approve.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second?
Thank you. Second by Alderman Hanson. Ready to vote?
I will just say that she's been attending the Sustainability Commission meetings and brings a lot to that. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
So you ready to vote? Alderman Barnhill?
Yes.
Alderman, Vice Mayor Blanton?
Yes.
Alderman Hanson?
Yes.
Alderman Peterson?
Yes.
Alderman Berger?
Yes.
Alderman Brown?
Yes.
Alderman Potts?
Yes.
And Alderman Baggett?
Yes.
Passes unanimously. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Seconded by Alderman Barnhill. All in favor say aye. Aye. We are adjourned.